and Randy Moss, without even really being able to run as he shoots the moon to the
pass, pumps to the left, 8 seconds left. He gets away from the pressure, fires to the end zone. It's caught! It's Greg Lewis! Oh my heavens! Greg Lewis's first catch has given the Minnesota.
Ball's out, picked up by the Vikings. Chelsea getting ready for the race. Way ball Chelsea. No flags. Touchdown Minnesota. Steps into it. Pass is caught. Diggs! Sideline! Touchdown! Unbelievable! Vikings win it.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of House Calls with Skull Doc, brought to you by Minnesota Sports Talk. Joining me, as always, is Dave. Tough one, Dave. Still not over it.
You're feeling a little. You sound a little somber, Alex.
Pissed off, man. I mean,
It's one of those things that we were so excited about this game. We were so feeling so comfortable with it was like we're gonna win this game. It's really not a question. We just saw all these things going for us, and to be let down so badly by our play decisions we made in the game, just near misses, and it's like a snowball of shit rolling down a hill that happened to us. It just got bigger and bigger. And the funny thing is, we could have took the lead like 4 times. What
Yes.
the hell?
so I was dumbfounded by this game. I mean, the offense dumbfounded me. It does not make sense. I watched it. It still doesn't make any goddamn sense to me. We both thought that this offense was just going to cruise against this defense all day. They blitzed the hell out of Darnold. Guess what? Darnold's been the best quarterback against the blitz all year, but he wasn't on Sunday night.
No.
The hell happened? I
He
mean,
was like a tad off, and then
Yeah.
there was one video of showing Jordan Addison open on a little out route that he could have maybe scored a touchdown, and it looked like that was the read, and Sam Darnold went way over here and threw into the corner, overthrew Justin Jefferson, which he could have got it, but still, there's like decision like that. I shout out to their defensive coordinator who's up for head coaching jobs and coming out with a game plan. I think the book's out. We live and die by slow developing plays, and that he's like, well, let's blitz them the whole game. And obviously, and you brought this up in the pregame about all the pressures they got against us, especially with Blake Brandel and Cam Robinson.
yeah. So what they would do routinely, Jeremiah Searles broke this down on Matthew Collar's show, but they would blitz the right side of our line with a linebacker. They looked at how many rush snaps their linebackers had. Jack Campbell had like 16 or something crazy like that, and Anzalone had like 10. So they came all night, and they would blitz the right side of our line, which makes Cam Robinson and Blake Brandel the left side of the line one-on-ones. And whoever this Uzuriki guy or whatever is, the defensive tackle for the Lions, had a game of his life. He killed Brandel all night, one-on-one. And this is a problem because the Rams have that Fisk guy, the rookie they drafted, and that kid's a really good pass rusher. So I am extremely concerned about the left guard going forward in the playoffs. No bueno.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely the probably the worst games for those guys. Sometimes I felt like, God, why don't we just take the points? Why don't we just take the points instead of going for fourth? And then when we went for fourth at like 40-ish yard line, or we didn't go for the fourth and kicked a field goal instead and we missed it, at that point I'm like, why aren't we going for it on fourth here? So it's like, I felt like 4th and 3 in the red zone. Let's just get the points. We're struggling a little bit. Get the points. And then I'm like, okay, late in the game, a little later in the game, we're in no man's land. let's go for it. And then we didn't. So it felt like we had the opposite thing going here. Sure, we were playing their game.
Right.
We were playing their game. And so that's kind of got frustrating for me.
That game was over when the offense was like 0 for 4 in the red zone. You can't win against the Detroit Lions when you're 0 for 4 in the red zone. Now, a huge problem, weakness on this team, as good as this team is. First, hold on. I want to say something real quick because this is a big point. I think we've all glossed over it. We've gotten kind of caught up in the season. This team, despite a terrible week 18, went 14-3 this year, and we just got to take a moment and congratulate Kwesi Adofo-Mensah and Kevin O'Connell, the entire coaching staff, the roster for the job that they've done, doubling up their win total of 6.5 to win 14 games this year. I know we have a really bad taste in our mouth right now, but what a job by this squad. What a hell of a fun year it's been. It's very, very rare that a team wins 14 games in a season. Typically, they are the 1 seed controlling their route to the Super Bowl because we're fucking cursed and we're Vikings fans. Of course, we're the 5 seed. Of course, we're the 5 seed. And we have to win multiple games on the road to make it to the Super Bowl, most likely. But anyways, as much as we're unhappy right now and we're bitching about this, how this game went down, what a season, what a job. The future is bright. Just wanted to say that first and foremost. Okay. Now, it's a major weakness on this team that the interior offensive line is dog shit. Okay. The biggest area that this shows up is in the red zone. And I want to read a tweet from Ben Gessling here. The Vikings running backs have been hit at the line of scrimmage or before the line of scrimmage on 72.2% of their runs inside the 10-yard line. That's the highest rate in the league. Per Sports Info, 50% of the Vikings runs inside the 10 have gone for 0 or fewer yards. They can't even gain positive yardage on half of their runs inside the red zone. So as much as we're begging KOC to call more runs in the red zone, it doesn't work. It's futile. He's probably right to call 3 passes. And you know what? Sam Darnold was off, and it resulted in a lot of missed opportunities in the red zone. So let's just pray to God that Darnold's feeling it against the Rams.
One of the things I've complained about throughout when we did get the red zone is first down, and then you're in, especially this coming out of the second half where we had a huge run. Akers all like, hey, we're back in this. And then the first play is shotgun, and you hand it off with absolutely no momentum going to the line. First thing I says, why aren't we under center? Why aren't we under center? The threat of play action could help there. So I think there's a lot of those numbers come from because I've seen us do that. Go shotgun down in the red zone when we're even inside the 5-10 yard line, and we're going shotgun. I just don't get it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't like that. I see it all the time.
There's more options, I think.
They're on the 2-yard line and they're in shotgun.
Sneaking out.
Yeah, I don't like it. As much as I want to say that Kevin O'Connell isn't very strong in scheming the run game, I really do think it's the Jimmies and Joes. I think that the interior offensive line really struggles to get push. And I'm talking about Garrett Bradbury. I'm talking about Dalton Reisner. Blake Brandle's more powerful, but still not, moving the needle really as a road blocker, as someone who can really affect the run game. So it's tough. We got guys in the comments saying if you can't run, you still have to run. We tried, dude. Like, we were trying to run the football, but we were averaging 2 yards. Like, it's 2nd and 8 now. Like, it's tough. I mean, you can keep hitting that button, but it's tough. And yes, Cam Akers popped that long one, and that was a great run. And we didn't even score. Like, come on.
Well, to douse some flames there, Aaron Jones was still 4.5 yards of carry and 10 carries. I mean, after that Akers run, would we run it 3 more times the rest of the game? We only ran it 18 times. Mm-hmm. It's like we had him. We got down there, and then we rushed it. We gave it to a guy that's probably gassed, on a just a and it's not even like a read option. It's just here you go.
Yep.
You know, get slammed up the middle. Let's, you know, whatever. Let's be 5 yards back, hand it straight off to him, and then get, you know, no yards. I still don't get it. And then we don't run the rest of the, the half. I just like, I don't know. That was the decision making. That's where I put it on. I've kind of revisited the way I thought the game plan went in the beginning. I think it was let down by Sam. I think he was let down by the offensive line. But then when you get a big jump like that and a big momentum builder, and then you lay an egg, and then you go completely give up on the run, the rest of the half, and you're with that long run. But again, can't Aaron Jones was 4.5 yards to carry. I just like, come on, at least still go, still attempt it, still do something. But there was a lot of things that it sucked. The guy was holding Justin Jefferson all night. They did a highlight video of him, and he's so proud of it. But we're like, you only had one play there where you did not hold him, so not a big deal there. People are talking. I know some people gave some shit to T.J. Hawkinson. He was overthrown. The third down, we're moving the ball pretty good, and he overthrew him on the third down. And then we get the ball back. I forget which drive it was later, and he's wide ass open. And he overthrew him. He was so. I saw it early in the Packers game where he was a little nervous, but he settled down really quick. It's just like it never went away that whole game.
Yeah, I agree. Darnold was off all night. It was clear. But he wasn't getting a lot of help either from offensive line, from his weapons. Nobody was winning. It was just a really bad night from the offense. And I saw something. They were 2 of 12 for passes thrown farther than 10 yards downfield, I think the entire game. Just real bad. When it's clear that Darnold's off, like the Jets game, you just got to change up your game plan. And you got to start calling more quick game. Yeah, more screens. Because when it's not working, man, it wasn't working.
Yeah, I mean, and we said this before. We just early in the year we had like great screen game, or just beginning of the year, and it's just like we never went back to it. Shout out to Oliver for having a pretty good just he picked us up a little bit there. Naylor had a nice little reception there early in the game. And again, Cam Akers just could have lit a fire in us. It would have been awesome. Van Ginkel got another close thing. Like we're down by 8, and if he doesn't drop that, I don't know if you saw the video with him with his kid, and he said, "Oh, you would have caught that, right?" And his son was like, "Yeah, I would have caught that." And he's like 2.5 years old, 3 years old.
I didn't see that.
It's absolutely hilarious. But yeah, if he catches that, it's like back in it. And no, they go down and score. We're down by 15. And then Flores gets out of his game plan and starts blitzing like crazy, and he just eats us up the rest of the game.
Yeah, you got to take your hat off to the Vikings defensive performance over 3 quarters before they finally just wore down.
Honestly.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I think if you look at like their EPA per play through the first 3 quarters, they were fantastic. They were awesome. To limit this Lions offense to like 17 points through most of that game, chef's kiss. Can't ask for anything more than that. This game was just a complete offensive failure. And that's why I'm so dumbfounded, because both of us thought they were going to fucking roll. I mean, the Niners did whatever they wanted to against that defense. And I mean, did the crowd noise really affect the Vikings offense that damn much? Guys, buckle up. You're going to be on the road here in the playoffs. Get used to it.
So this comment, the Pumpkin Darnold, whatever. My thought process of this game, and I think Sam addressed it. He felt like he went the right way with the ball, except for like a couple of one throw he could have probably hit Jordan Addison on. I felt like he didn't make bad decisions. He just threw the ball bad. I just don't feel like he made a lot of bad decisions. He just threw bad balls.
Yeah, he agreed with you. That's what he said after the game. He said,
Yeah,
"I
that's what I was saying. Like, I thought of that after the game, and then I heard him in the
yeah,
press conference, and then it was like, yeah, I mean, I thought so too. I felt like he self-reflection was accurate there.
yeah." We've seen this. I mean, he got hit a lot. I think he got hit 10 times or 10 to 12 times that game. He got hit a lot, and so he was feeling it. His internal clock was sped up, and I don't think the feet were married with his progressions, and that's why we saw the inaccuracy. So it
It could have
sucks.
been it could have been a fundamental thing. I didn't really look. I don't have access to go back and look anymore on games that are not regular season games or regular day games. So it's like, yeah, I didn't go back and look at like what his footwork, but now that I kind of think about it, he was looking really antsy, and it could have been a fundamental thing on releasing the ball. And I know he had people coming at him, and people at his feet. So it's like, he was just releasing the ball. There was one throw. It was, I know he missed Justin Jefferson in the back left corner when he had Jordan Addison to the right. He probably could have threw it there, but a little later he had Justin Jefferson in the back right corner, and I think his arm got hit when he threw that ball. So he didn't get a. I don't feel like he got a follow through with it, and that's why the ball sailed. But yeah, other than that, I think he was off, especially throwing to T.J. Hawkinson.
I completely agree. I agree. He's just off all night. It was his worst game of the year. I saw,
Yep,
I think it was Phil from Score North, compared the Josh Freeman game in New York. We was like 20
nothing was
of
that bad.
43. Dude, the numbers were like the same. It
But
seems
I mean, he was literally 20 yards off of people. Sam Darnold's like, he missed him by a couple yards.
yeah, no, I hear you. Like visually, it looked much worse, but the numbers were like the same, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god!" I didn't
It
realize
was
how
bad. I mean, it's not.
Yeah.
It was bad, but nothing is worse than that
No.
game. I don't
I
think
just
there
didn't.
ever be a game worse than that.
I just didn't realize how bad the numbers ended up. It didn't
Yeah.
look good as we were watching it, but
I can
18
believe
of
that. Yeah.
43, I was like, "Gosh."
His completion percentage was like, holy shit, where is this? What is happening here?
Well, here's the good news, Dave. Whenever this kind of thing has happened this season, Sam Darnold has responded well.
In fucking spades.
He has.
So let's see what happens here.
So I have confidence. We haven't really seen Kevin O'Connell have back-to-back stinkers in his career as the Vikings coach. So I have confidence that the Vikings will turn this around, go out and have a really good effort in SoFi Stadium. God willing, the fires don't burn it down before then. You see that? These
Oh no.
California fires that are going on out there.
I didn't read into it or watch a video. I was working. I work all the time.
I don't know how close like these fires are to Inglewood or anything, but I just know that a lot of people are getting affected out there, and we're
I
thinking of
literally had a
everybody.
hurricane come and go by us, and I didn't realize we had one because I wasn't watching the news. Yeah. Pray for 'em, man. Forest management. I'll talk about that all day long. Forest management, not happening in California.
Well, what's your
But,
confidence level for the Rams game Monday night? Let's see. I think the line is Vikings by 1.5. So they're picking basically a pick 'em game here. Vikings by 1 right now. You want to hear
Well,
something sad?
I think the fact that we're not on 4 days rest. Our problem of that game was our defense. Just giving up tons of yards, just easy, just marching on the field on us.
Yeah.
I think we've solved that issue with their defense. I think they're going to be super fucking motivated, and they have the rest, and we're healthy. I think we came out of that pretty healthy, right? I don't think there was any.
Yeah, I think so. I think that Aaron Jones is still beat up. He has been the later half of the season.
I have
So-
faith in Cam Akers, though. I really like
Yeah.
him. I know I took some heat when we got Cam Akers. I'm like, that's our RB2 right there, and I'm happy to have him because he's an all around back. And he showed it. He came out and had that burst, and when he has played, he's played good, right? It's not been a letdown. There's been no. I don't think he's fumbled.
Yeah, I agree. I
Shit, gotta
expect.
knock
I
on
think.
wood now.
I think the biggest difference this time around is that our defense is going to be just completely night and day from what they witnessed the last time. First of all, Cashman was out the first time we played him.
Right.
It was a short week, like you said. Our EPA that game was terrible. I mean, the Rams you remember how that game started? We cruised down the field, scored a touchdown without any, there was no friction. There's no resistance against us. And then they did the same thing. They scored on us right away. We took the ball back. We scored again, 14-7. They scored another one, 14-14. 4 straight touchdowns to start that Thursday night game. So I think our defense is going to come to play much better than what we saw the first go around.
Yeah, I think that's my main thing is our defense was so flat that game. I would say it was probably because I'm not saying this last game was the worst defensive performance, just because I mean they were just on the field, and at the end we were just trying to cause turnovers, try to get a strip sack, whatever. He was doing whatever he could to get at the quarterback. It just wasn't going to work late in the game. But that was I think that was probably that's by far our worst defensive performance.
Yeah. I will say though that I noticed a couple times Cam Bynum's angles to Gibbs was terrible, like on the long touchdown run. Cam Bynum's got to do a better job there in the run game.
Yeah.
He's a really good center fielder in coverage, but in the run
had him
game,
pretty contained most of the game, though.
Yeah, they did a great job most of that game.
And that was our big key to the game was Cam Akers, or not Cam Akers, but Gibbs is containing him. We'll talk about the over under. I got one back on you, but we
are we tied?
Well, yeah, we'll be tied now because I picked the under on.
My dog's crying. I'll be right back.
Sure. So, make sure you hit like. Make sure you get this pushed out here. School Docs videos are starting to get some traction, so make sure you support them. I appreciate it. Yeah, what I was saying was, that was one of the key. That was the key to the game. That was the key to the game, was contain him, and we did, and we caused turnovers, and the refs did not help us one bit. The grounding in the end zone should have been a safety. They said he was throwing it to the tight end. The tight end was 10 yards up the field, or he was out of the end zone. He threw it like right in the middle of and he wasn't throwing it at Gibbs because Gibbs was over on the right. So yeah, that was even the booth and the ref in the booth said it was intentional grounding. So yeah, that could have been a safety. Then they would have punted to us.
100% agree. Thought it was a safety. Should have been called a safety. But and then early.
Then there was a face mask, and when was Zadarius Smith got his sack, there was a face mask there. Another one. And then we almost get the first down, but Sam Darnold overthrew his receiver.
Yeah.
Right after that.
And to your point earlier about the Lions holding a lot, they were pushing the boundaries. They knew that the refs were not going to make this a flag fest on Sunday Night Football, but that's on the Vikings to switch up their strategy, go in motion, run some drag routes, like do some things, stack your receivers, make it so that they cannot get hands on you. They need to do a better job at that. The issue was the place was so fucking loud that they had trouble getting up to the line with time to do motion and time to communicate.
That was back too. You're making an awesome point here. There was a couple times we should have got. They had this thing, and you kind of explained it in the booth. Is that they look at the clock and then they look down to see if the ball's gone, and there's like a half second there that when they look down, the ball snapped, and then they just let it go. Right. So we were catching that a couple of times, but then later it got us. But yeah, we're having that problem again.
Right.
And you just got to get rid of it.
Like I said, it's going to be fucking loud on the road in the playoffs. You have to get up to the line. You got to get your shit in order, and you got to get that ball snapped. They got to work on this. It's got to be a point of emphasis because it was really, really bad on Sunday night.
So yeah, and I appreciate that, Stovall, that you think we could have had you, but we just red zone, right? We just couldn't score, and we played your game and went for it on fourth. A kicker kicks it out of bounds. Then we run, get in the red zone again, and we don't and we don't get in. It's just like right out of the end of the half or beginning of the half. We left 3 touchdowns on the field.
Yeah.
It
It's weird to say that a 31-9 game was
closer than what
than it is because it's an ass whooping. But you're right. Like through 3 quarters of that game, it was a game. And then in the fourth quarter, the Lions put their foot on our throat and stepped down and stopped the breathing.
took advantage of what we were doing at the end.
And
we were just playing desperate.
Kudos to the Detroit Lions. They fought through so much adversity with injuries this year. Their offense is very, very close to pacing the 98 Vikings who broke the scoring record. I think they're 1.5 behind that team per game. And kudos to Jared Goff, who just great quarterback. The thing about Jared Goff is you saw this a couple times on Sunday night. When he's getting blitzed, he doesn't have to know or see where his outlet is, but he'll start throwing the football to his outlet without even looking over there because he knows where to go with the ball. He knows if a blitz is coming from the weak side or whatnot. He's got someone replacing that zone, and that's where the football goes. He understands football at extremely high level, and so does Matthew Stafford, and that's who we're about to play.
Right.
So that's my biggest concern playing against Matthew Stafford is if you blitz him, he's going to know how to beat it sometimes, and he can make you pay.
This bothered me. They're not even at the goal line. Gibbs is offset right. Van Ginkel is matched 1-on-1 with him, but we had Ivan Pace Jr. in the middle. He blitzes, leaving Van Ginkel 1-on-1 with Gibbs. I'm like sitting there going, okay, Gibbs is, he's fucking right there. And Van Ginkel takes a step forward. Gibbs just runs by him. He tries to reach and grab him. Ivan Pace blitzes up the middle. Fucking easy touchdown. Why can't I see that, on my TV when those guys are right there and like they've gone through, like if we've seen this look, there's no way you should blitz if Gibbs isn't going to fucking run the ball there and he's going to be 1-on-1 with Van Ginkel. There's absolutely no reason. So yeah, I was pissed.
I hated that play call. Yeah, I hated that call. I don't know if that was like a misread by Pace if he's supposed to go or not, but that's leaving Gink on Gibbs 1-on-1 is just never the right answer. Dallas Turner, sure, try it. I still don't love the matchup, but at least better than Gink.
But if obviously they bracket him with the 2 linebackers, that's a different story. It's like that's a little tougher. Ivan Pace drop back and be on the inside of that. He might get a hand on the ball, but running on the inside of Van Ginkel, that's just an easy throw. It just bothered the crap out of
me. Going forward into the playoffs, I trust the defense. I don't trust the offense. Do you feel the same way?
Oh yeah. You can't. We've seen stretches where the offensive line's failed, so it's not like all the time like, the offensive line rebounded. So yeah, that would scare me. Defense, I just feel like when we talked about in length already, it's just like that was the last time we played them was short week and they were just gassed and they just didn't look right. And then we didn't have Cashman. Now we're healthy. We got everybody. We got a Redmond now. We got so it's like this should be a good game defensively for us, but we can't do what we did offensively like we just did. And we've had a stretch like that with the offense. With Jacksonville, with Indy, where we turned the ball over. This time we didn't turn the ball over. But yeah, so we've had a stretch where our offense didn't play great. And that's what scares me a little bit is that hey, we don't bounce back like that. Now, we had a lot of yards against Indy. I said we dominated them except on the scoreboard. But again, get in the red zone. You got to score. So we're not going to win scoring 12 points.
No.
We're not going to win scoring 12 points against these guys.
No, I agree. This might be a little bit of a bold take. I don't know. This might be a little bit of a bold take, but the Lions
Put
played.
Lions in the hashtag, by the way, so we got fucking.
Yeah, I
Lions
see that.
fans.
The Lions defense played great against the
Yeah,
Vikings.
great game plan.
Great game plan. They pressured Darnold. They got after him. It was really impressive with all the injuries that they've had. Dude, can you imagine if Aiden Hutchinson was still healthy? How bad that could have been, how bad that could have looked. That guy is amazing.
Well,
But
and another thing is like, they held until they get caught, right?
Yeah.
On
Well,
the cornerback,
we talked-
which is a game
yeah.
plan.
we talked about that. So what lost my line of thinking. 1 second. Oh, okay. So their corner, Tyrion Arnold, went down with an ankle injury. That's tough, man. If he has to miss time, hopefully he can come back for them for the divisional game. I still think, despite how good that defense played against us, I still think that team is in trouble in regards to winning the whole damn thing, the Super Bowl, because it's just tough, man.
Yeah.
They're just hurt. Like their secondary is just on life support right now. They're gonna have to score a shit ton of points. They cannot afford to turn over the football. They got David Montgomery coming back here for the divisional game.
Is that a good thing?
I don't know, because Gibbs is fucking awesome. That guy is
We
awesome.
talked about that. We said, hey, this might be a good thing for Lions giving Gibbs the ball more.
Yeah.
And it did. I mean, it worked out.
They say it's tough to beat the same team 3 times in a season. I don't know how much I buy that. Obviously, I would, after seeing the way this defense played against our offense, like there's some scar tissue here where I'm like, there's a long way to go to righting that ship and putting a much better effort against that team. But yeah, man, there's a good chance that the Vikings win against the Rams, that they're right back there at Ford Field playing the Lions, who are getting a David Montgomery back.
I like this guy.
Yeah, he's a cool fan.
He's a Lions fan, right?
Yeah, both of these guys are.
We got here. I'm gonna go after this. Do you think someone from the NFC North will make it to win the Super Bowl? Arnold is cool.
Oh, is Arnold fine? It looked like he wasn't putting pressure on his ankle, so I assumed it was like a high ankle or something. Okay, cool.
But do we think someone from the North will win a Super Bowl this year? I mean, yeah, I would say 25% chance. I think because either us or the Lions. I don't think the Packers.
I'd bet on the Eagles going to the Super Bowl right now. That'd be my
saying 25%
favorite
chance.
And then I would say the Lions as well. So I think so.
I'm adding in our.
The question is,
or
so
5%.
Did he say win or go to the Super Bowl?
I think he's.
He said make it to the
make
Super Bowl.
it. Okay, so
yeah. I think there's a good chance.
Yeah, there's 50
because it's
a chance because there's 3 of us, and the Eagles. I don't
like
think
realistically. I don't see the Rams making the Super Bowl. I don't see the Commanders making the Super Bowl.
Because their
I
defense.
don't see Tampa making the Super Bowl. So it really just leaves you with the Eagles, the Lions, the Vikings, and I don't see the Packers making the Super Bowl. So yes, there's a good chance that an NFC North team makes it to the Super Bowl, and if they don't, it's the Eagles, in my opinion. But
I don't. Well, KC did play better in the end of the year, but
at this point, I would still pick Baltimore or the Bills over the NFC winner. I think that those 2 teams right now are just playing some dominant ball. And hey, if the Lions defense was completely healthy, they would be the favorite. Absolutely.
Yeah. Fair shot too, though. I mean, Lions could outscore a team, and if they do some miraculous defense like they did against us, and they, who knows, maybe they're even healthier when that game comes.
Here's the thing, though, like a Josh Allen or a Lamar Jackson, you try to play zero coverage on them, they're running away from it and they're making plays where Darnold's not doing that, right? So you got to be careful playing the style that the Detroit played Sunday night against some of these mobile quarterbacks.
That answers my question.
Yeah,
it didn't look like it.
No, Hutch isn't coming back. They said something like he could make the Super Bowl. Me as a foot and ankle surgeon, I said, no, that's not happening. That's never happened before. This is a tib fib fracture with plating that I think he actually got it rotted to the tibia. So he'll be back next year, but he's not coming back this year.
There you have it. Skull doc diagnosis. Yeah, the way they were talking in the thing, it was during the game. I was like, yeah, it doesn't sound like he's coming back.
They had another player like with the same injury, I think, who had a tib fib fracture. It was their corner, I think. Forget his name. It was a backup corner for them.
You know what bothered me too about that game on defense? So we know that they're gonna run. You know, they have who's in the slot? Jameson Williams in the slot, like short slot, like not too far off the line of scrimmage. And then, you know, it's like 3rd and 5 or whatever. They're gonna run a drag with him right across the entire field. I know this. Why don't my Vikings know this? It's like, oh shit.
Well, they got us in a cover 0.
Yeah, we blitz in the middle. We let him run right across the first down marker, and we hit him when he's open.
Well, that was a cover 0 call, right? And so in cover 0 coverage, you have to play over top. You can't let them beat you deep. So the drag's going to be open all day. That's what I was saying, though, you know, on the Vikings. Like, run JJ on some drags. They're running a crossfire double linebacker blitz on us all night. Run his ass across the middle like a JMO play.
Why can't Detroit do that and not us?
I know. I hear you. That was just that's a great call, great route, great throw. Because he, I think it was Metellus maybe who was untouched, who had a shot at Goff, and he took a lick for that too. He earned that first down.
You're right.
But that's what Jared Goff can do, man. He's going to stand in there and deliver the ball where it needs to be delivered. He'll take a hit. That one interception he threw to Harrison Smith was very un-Goffian.
I think his elbow got hit when he threw that. Like someone tipped his elbow.
Okay. Yeah, he let that fly. I
said that on Twitter when it happened. Someone said, "God, what was that?" I was like, I think our guy hit him in the elbow.
Yeah, and then the Metellus tip that Ivan Pace caught inside the 10, that was just an awesome play.
Yeah. That was like, here we go. I was like, here we go.
Kenyatta thinks that it was just an arm punt, just a bad read. Thought JMO was going to beat him, and I think JMO slowed down or something, and Harrison Smith just caught the arm punt.
I still think it was
just
maybe touched his elbow. Just touched. I didn't think he hit him too hard.
Yeah.
But I think I think it was Metellus, and I think he nicked his elbow.
Typically, when you get a piece of the elbow, though, that ball will flutter. It'll go short, right? He threw that way too far.
Which is pretty true. I guess
Gotcha.
But it fluttered a little bit, though. It wasn't a tight spiral by any means.
No, it just went 50 yards in the air. He threw it from the end zone, and Harry caught it like the 45?
Dude damn near broke his arm and he threw it 50 yards. I don't want to hear about Anzalone, man.
Great game. Awesome game from that guy. I didn't know he was good in coverage. Man. I always thought he was more of a thumper, and he was good in coverage. He was all over Hawk.
Fucking pass interference on TJ Hawkinson.
He was pushing the envelope, but they didn't call it.
They smacked his arm down before the ball got there. But it was a bang bang, but still it was definitely passing interference.
He got some game balls from Dan Campbell. He had a good game.
Yeah, it was a difference maker.
Fucking what's his name? The defensive end who used to play for us for a season, the ex-Packer. Zadarius Smith.
He's at O-line.
That guy's been MIA for like 3 weeks. And then he plays the Vikings and he just has a hell of a game. Like just pressuring the hell out of us. Like that dude, that guy is such a self-motivator. Like just gets up in his own head he's like the ultimate revenge player. And he has no reason to be even somewhat vengeful against the Vikings. Do you remember that situation?
He wanted to leave.
He wanted to leave. I think we signed him on like a player friendly type deal, I think, or team friendly type deal.
Very team friendly.
Yeah, he outplayed the contract, and I think he wanted a raise, and the Vikings were like, no. And he's like, okay, so I want to be traded.
Well, the first half of the season he played, I was outplaying his contract. The second half he wasn't.
So what went down? Didn't we trade him to the Browns, or did we just cut him and he went to the Browns?
I think we released him from his contract.
Okay. Yeah, he was just. I mean, I don't understand why you're so upset about that.
He kind of like you said, he kind of reminds me. I don't know if you ever seen the game, the movie, The Program, and their badass defensive end would motivate himself, and he goes, "Dude, you shot my cousin." You know, he'd just be yelling across the other side. He goes, "Dude, I don't even know your cousin. I didn't get your cousin." Like, this guy would pick out something and just start yelling at him, like, and he has nothing, like nothing on him, but he's just talking shit to him, like ready to kill him. And the guy's like, I was looking around me.
That's a scene from The Waterboy. You've seen The Waterboy with Adam Sandler, right?
Well, that's that they did that too, but there's a movie back in the 80s called The Program.
So The Waterboy took it from The Program.
Probably, yeah.
Well, what else we got to talk about? We've pretty much covered the Rams game.
We'll have a
talked enough.
It's on Monday. We might want to do that Sunday night or something.
Yeah, man. The Lions fans found my tweet. Did you see that? I tweeted I had 50 bookmarks that were ready to come out.
Oh shit! No, I bet you got some hammered. I bet you got fucking hammered.
I did. It was fun. It's all in good fun.
Well, like when I talk shit and someone comes back at me, I'm like, "Fucking good game, guys." And then they'll be like, "Man, this guy, is he's a good sport about it. At least it happens to me all the time." I stopped talking shit before games.
You got to give it to the just Brad Holmes, in my opinion, has stocked that team with so much talent, especially on the offensive line. They got a great team, really good team. Got to give it to Jared Goff, who was traded to the Lions with first round picks going to the Lions as well. You know what I mean? So that they could get Stafford. And then Jared Goff, in my opinion, becomes the better quarterback. No, it worked out for both sides because Stafford won the Super Bowl, obviously.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But just what Jared Goff, and I know that he's got an excellent supporting cast, but hey, that's what it takes in the NFL. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna dog on the guy because he's got good weapons and he knows how to use them and he plays great football. Like, that's what you're supposed to do.
Shit, man, Lion fans are trolling YouTube right now.
Gibbs got a D grade. Yeah, dead serious. Everybody laughed at the Lions when they drafted a running back at 12 overall. I probably did, and then they drafted a linebacker.
Yeah, and then they got Campbell, right?
Yeah, and so, that was the whole thing where the GM was like, hey, listen, I understand that some positions have priority and have more influence on winning. I know that. Like, I understand that first round picks are valuable, but I also understand that this Gibbs kid is a good football player, right?
And he showed out right away, right? So it's, he didn't take too much heat for too long about that.
Yeah. I think I was watching they were on Hard Knocks or something. And at first, early in his career, he had issues hitting the hole and he was bouncing a lot of things. And I think there's even a play in the Vikings game where he missed his hole. He bounced it. And after the play, he's kind of doing this thing like, that's on me. I missed my fucking hole. But I mean, he's come a long way, right? Like, just the long touchdown he had against the Vikings where it was like a bang right and then bounce left type of play, misdirection there. And he hit that for a long one. It's speed kills in this league. And that guy's got a lot of speed. And he can catch the ball.
Be a problem.
He can catch the ball. He's going to be a problem for a long time. He's definitely better than David Montgomery, but it's nice that they have the Monty, what they call him, the knuckles part of the equation.
Did you 5
hear,
yards like when Gibbs got tackled, they played the sound effect in San Francisco of coins from the Sonic game. Like
Wait, what?
When Sonic gets hit in the game,
Yeah, and the
the
rings all
coins
fall
go
out.
ding, 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 ding. Did you hear San Francisco played that sound?
No, that's pretty funny though.
Yeah, it was pretty hilarious.
Somebody should do a edit of Gink when he killed Gibbs in the backfield there.
Holy shit! We
That-
haven't even talked about that.
That one should have the rings.
Oh God, I can do it. I think I can do it.
You can do that. You should
probably
make
could do
that
that.
video. Yeah, I mean,
I
you're
just
gonna
gotta-
get like 80 Lions fans like saying "Have fun with the fifth."
I won't do it.
route." Yeah,
I'm not gonna.
You're
take
gonna
the
get a
heat.
lot
I'm
of
not gonna
stuff for
fucking
that.
Take the heat.
Yeah, it's a lot of heat coming your way. You're gonna have to mute that one, but it will be funny.
I'll do it next year. When we meet him. Nah, but that would be funny.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you think the Lions are probably going to run into some cap trouble at some point in the future, but they're pretty fucking good right now. They're pretty
will.
damn good.
It's funny how even though the Packers are so young, they're the youngest team in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
They got a cap issue, which is weird. I just don't see how does a young team have a cap issue.
Well, they got a lot of superstars on defense making money, like Jair Alexander and Kenny Clark.
True.
Xavier McKinney. They paid Josh Jacobs. They paid Jordan Love. So I think just a lot of those types of names.
So Jordan Love's kind of come down to earth, right? A little bit. He's okay. He's good. He can rise above it every once in a while, but consistent.
Just bad habits, dude. He throws off his back foot
right,
so
you
much.
talked about that.
He tries to be so nonchalant all the time. My Packers, one of my best friends is a Packers fan, and in the group chat, you know, this year he's just been like, man, I don't think Jordan Love is a guy that can ever win a Super Bowl. I just don't think he's that good. And well, I'm like, well, you guys paid him, you got him, so got to figure it out.
Kenyatta here. We might lose both corners. Yes, I think you will.
Especially after
good timing. Good timing by your D coordinator.
Yeah, Aaron Glenn, dude. He got a round of applause or standing ovation at the Pistons game the Monday night after the game, and he deserved it. I mean, that guy, what a game plan. The fucking balls that Aaron Glenn has, like, okay, hold on. Let me just pitch this in our Wednesday meeting for this week 18, for the number 1 seed, for the bye against the Minnesota Vikings with the best wide receiver tandem in the NFL. Let's blitz everybody and play one-on-one coverage all night. And they're like, bet. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Check.
Oh, by the way, Sam Darnold is awesome against the blitz. So, and Dan Campbell's like, got his fucking chew in his mouth.
Fucking genius.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Genius.
Fucking whooped our ass.
So, Stovall, it has been my assumption that the Marvin Lewis and Cincinnati situation, when he had two good, he had Gruden and he had Zimmer, and he lost them both. Those guys didn't make the playoffs again, and he got fired in 2 years. So that might be my hope for you guys. But yeah, I think Campbell needs to have good hires, man. I think he needs to have good hires.
I am praying
he's gonna be losing 2 guys.
Yeah, I agree. I am praying to the man upstairs that Ben Johnson doesn't go to the Bears, because I mean, well, it would be fun. It'd be like really fun TV. Like whenever there's an NFC North game, it'd be worth watching because I think all 4 teams would be good. Yeah. But I hope that guy goes to the Jaguars or to the Patriots, because I don't really want him to have Caleb Williams and make him good.
The Cowboys.
Yeah, I could see that. I haven't thought about that. That makes a lot of sense.
Because right now they haven't fired their coach yet, right?
No, so this is interesting because this doesn't really happen, but Mike McCarthy's a free agent.
Yeah, he's not. He hasn't extended his contract.
Yeah,
that's right.
So he could just leave. And what's interesting is the Bears had reached out and they said, hey, we want to request an opportunity to interview McCarthy.
Because they got exclusive rights right now.
For like a couple more weeks or something, you know? And the Cowboys are like, no, you can't interview him. Go kick rocks. And so the Bears interviewed Pete Carroll instead. Please
I
hire
think
Pete
I
Carroll.
heard that connection before, though. I think they were going to do that no matter what, right?
Rumors here in Detroit say that the Johnson family loves the city and don't want to move, but who knows? Yeah, I mean, he stayed last year. Here's my take on it. I think he
How many
knows,
millions of dollars?
right. I think that Ben Johnson knows that he's a commodity. He's the dude. He's the guy that everybody wants. And I think that he's going to be like, this is my number. I want 15 or 20 million, whatever it's going to be. And I think it was the Commanders last year who were like, nope, we're not paying that. So they went out and they got Dan Quinn. And then Ben Johnson, he's like, that's fine. I'm going to be picky. I got unfinished business in Detroit. But it just feels like this is the year that he goes. Don't you feel that? Like it just,
It's 100. His stock has never
like,
been higher.
like even if they don't win the Super Bowl, I just feel like this is the year where he goes because there's some spots out there. Trevor Lawrence needs a coach. Caleb Williams needs a coach. Dak Prescott, CD Lamb need a coach. Like there's spots
Moving
out
to
there.
Florida is pretty attractive.
This
I wouldn't go there though.
This TKB 6'2", 6'4" guy is going to be a little sad if we're right and Ben Johnson goes. He's hoping. He's hoping like crazy. Here's the hoping, man. Keep hoping. Cross your fingers. Because if he does leave, like as talented as that offense is, Ben Johnson is a really important piece to that offense. He just knows how to press those buttons. He's creative. He comes up with awesome blocking schemes. He's a damn good offensive coach.
Hey, Lions fans, make sure you sub so you can come and talk shit to us some more.
Yeah, man, hit the like button.
This has been enjoyable.
Come join us. Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, you guys have been the nicest Lions fans that we've dealt with so far.
TKB might have been the guy that was talking to Dalton Reisner's wife at the game. I don't know.
It might be. Did you goose Dalton Reisner's wife? Yeah.
Done. Thanks, Stovall. That's awesome.
All right. Thanks, man.
No, seriously, I think
Okay.
you joined late. We were giving our props to the Lions. They deserve that 1 seed. They deserve the bye.
Yeah, we'll get you up to speed here.
Great year. Best year in Lions franchise history, 15 wins. So pretty amazing. Good year. And who would have thought?
It took you 110 years.
Yep. Who would have thought when Dan Campbell first became that coach, I don't remember, but we probably clowned him. Like it seemed like a weird hire at the time. You know what I mean? But I love the guy. I do. Like I really love the leader that he is. And we'll see if he can keep it up if he loses his coordinators, because that's going to be a really big task as talented as that team is.
Kind of reminds me of Mike Tice.
But Mike Tice, who's fucking ripped and does burpees with his players.
Yeah, that too.
He's a good dude.
That type of guy. That is, player. I was a player. I'm a badass. Wasn't very good as a player, but gave it his all. He was the go-getter.
Hey, well, I got the Lions. Well, I got the Lions fans here. I want to ask them real quick before we leave here, because we're going to wrap up here in a couple minutes. Lions fans, what would you do if you were Kwesi, the general manager of the Vikings? Would you let Sam Darnold go somewhere elsewhere? Would you tag him for one more year? Would you sign him to an extension? Or would you just roll with JJ McCarthy next year?
This guy
our show, we've been kind of bouncing back and forth. Early in the year, I was definitely a JJ guy. You got all this money to go spend, build up the team, rock and roll with JJ. But then Darnold won 14 games this year, and you're like, I don't know if you can let that go. And then he looked like utter shit on Sunday night, and you're like, maybe
a lot of people
Sam
jumped
Darnold
off the ledge.
Yeah, seriously.
Yesterday, Sunday.
Darnold gotta go.
So,
JJ will be healthy. That meniscus, it'll be fine.
My worry there is rust. I mean,
get Rodgers. They said get Rodgers.
That's what happens. We got Favre.
That's gross.
But Favre wasn't even this. Was Favre? Yeah, Favre was this old, wasn't he?
Andrew says that he would tag and trade him. I think that's probably, if I had to rank the outcomes of what I think will happen, I think my top outcome right now would be they tag and keep him and let JJ sit one more year. The second highest likely outcome is they tag and trade him. And the third outcome is they let him walk. And the fourth likely outcome is they extend him.
So the first one, right? I'm on board with that because I just think the rust factor of not playing and if frickin' Sam goes down, this is his Tom Brady moment, right? This is his greatest show on turf moment where he can take over this team and you know that could happen, right? So and then we have nothing to worry about because Sam won't be here the next year. We just move on. Now you can do that and then tag and trade him the next year. So you can keep him for 1 year. You can tag him, play him. Yeah, and if and then we get some play, we get get another year of actual repetitions out there and actually getting to practice and stuff with JJ McCarthy. Then the next year we could do the same thing, tag and trade him or tag him or whatever. We don't have to re-sign this guy. And honestly, he's not the type of guy that I think's going to bitch about getting $35-40 million for a season of football. The guy, that's more money than he's made in his entire career.
That sounds incorrect. I think I could be wrong, but I think he made a shit ton of money just from his rookie contract being the 3rd overall pick.
Because you get a signing bonus, probably. Yeah. So almost as much money as he made his entire career.
Wow.
I don't think he made a whole lot the last couple years, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's put Purple Pessimist caption on the screen here. And let's end our conversation tonight with talking about KOC. So there is a lot of fans, Vikings fans, after the game who were really displeased with Kevin O'Connell. And what I'd have to say is go on Twitter right now, go find Dan Orlovsky's breakdown of the 4 touchdowns that they left on the board. Kevin O'Connell still called a good game. Darnold could not distribute the ball, and the offensive line was giving up a lot of pressure on him. So I respectfully disagree. I think that Kevin O'Connell's a hell of a coach. Do I wish that he could improve the run game? Yes. We talked about how the interior offensive line is.
That's my only complaint right now.
Yeah, 100%. We need a better running game because if you can't run the ball in the red zone, you're just putting a ton of pressure on your quarterback to throw a lot of touchdowns. And that's what Sam Darnold has done this year. But
I got so much shit in the offseason when I said, how about this offense? Thinking I also thought we were going to extend Cousins because we were trying. But at running back, I put Derrick Henry. What would fucking Derrick Henry look like with us, man? Oh,
I'll be honest
sweet.
with you. I'll be honest with you right now. We already talked about it. The Vikings lead the league in the running back getting touched in the backfield. Okay. Derrick Henry, being a big ass boss that he is, he needs a head of steam to get going. If you get him in the backfield, you get him early, he doesn't do anything. So would it be better? Yes, it's Derrick Henry. Would it be what he looks like for the Ravens right now? No, it wouldn't. Your dog's telling us to stop the show. But we'll end the show there. I just wanted to say that I disagree with Purple Pessimist. I think that Kevin O'Connell has shown that he's a good enough coach to win the Super Bowl. I truly believe that. I think he can. The Vikings are not as talented as a football team as the Lions are right now. They're not. And we got a lot of cap space. We got some picks coming up. We can get to that point, but it's gonna probably involve JJ McCarthy reaching his ceiling if we're gonna get there. My dog's also whining in the background. I just want to say, Lions fans who found our show tonight, it was actually fun having you. Thank you for being active in the comments. You were all respectful, fun to have. Like I said, congrats on the 1 seed. Congrats on the great season that you guys had. And hopefully we'll see you guys again in a couple weeks. I mean, hopefully the Commanders and the Packers win because then we get a home game, right?
Yep.
And then we'll see the Lions in the NFC Championship game.
Sorry, Danny, I missed the party. All right. My dog,
Anything else?
man, he lost his ball under the desk or something.
Yeah, mine's crying too. She's got to go outside. All right, guys.
That's it, guys. We'll have a pregame.
Lions fans, say it with us before you go. Skull.
Skull.
Hey, we know you guys like doing it. We saw you doing
it all the game.
We fucking saw you. You're at the game doing this. Join us, baby. Woo!
Jerks. All right. Later, guys.
Later.